Hello, welcome back to our IT Lindy PowerShell Naked course. We have so far covered a few modules, and for today we have a new module. It's around formatting PowerShell. So let's cover the outline of this course so far. Module 1, getting started with Windows PowerShell. Module 2, quick introduction to Windows PowerShell. 3, overview about object and variable. Then pipelines and formatting. For today it will be around data structures and export and import. Then later on we'll cover the scripts and functions, and then remoting, AD, exchange, and we already covered Server 2016 based on the importance of the module. For today it's writing and managing the format of PowerShell output. As we start with this part, so what we have under this module, we have format cmdlet, and then we have out cmd command, writing star command, string format, PowerShell string, starting types, format operator, string manipulation, and default formatter. Let's have a look. The sheer volume of information available to administrator via PowerShell can be overwhelming. The information must be properly filtered and managed. Admin have the substantial set of tools designated and designed for formatting information. As I highlighted earlier, focus here is around how we can utilize the formatting for the commandlet and operators to be able to control manage info. Let's have a look. Format star commandlet should be the last command on the pipeline, should not be used in scripts or functions. Allow grouping prior sorting is recommended. The variable format enumeration limit defines how many elements are shown. In V5, auto size enabled by default. So look at that diagram. We have format wide, format table, format -list, format costume. Okay. So the formatting command perform the following functions. First, format wide, which will show us the limit set of the properties in small space. Then format table shows data in tabular forms. Then format list, which shows many details. And the last will be format costume, which can be used to view in the .ps XML file to show advanced formatting that does not fit into the list or table modules. Next, formatting with dynamic columns. The parameters property accept is again of type object. This means we can either pass in just the name of the properties, or we can construct the dynamic properties. Look at the example on the screenshot. Directory pipe format -table, property name length, then open bracket, label is the last write date, expression, and the last time. Okay. We can have further samples. I do have some examples for us which will be uploaded. You can use it to run more. Giving the example, get WMI object class space maybe 132 underscore services, and then pipe it with ft name process ID, and that should give us the info we need. Next is piping, and here we can see the pipeline variable. Before, pipeline variables store the value of the current pipeline element as a variable for any name command as it follows through the pipeline. You can see the example: directory -file -pipeline variable space file pipe it get file hash format table. Now the pipeline variable stores all the values of the current pipeline element as a variable for any name command as flow through the pipeline valid strings. The same for any variable names. Very basic example how the pipeline works. In this example, the pipeline variable parameter is added to for each -object command to store the result of the command variables. A range of numbers from 1 to 10 piped into the first for -object command, and the result, which will be variable on the left. The result for the for each command piped to the second loop command, which is again for each -object, that will return the first one, and the result will be variable to the right. Same thing with the third one, and that will be left multiply the right equal the product itself. Again, these are very basic example about how we can use pipelines. Next, the output. Out commandlet or command. We have usually the output is processed by the out-default. Alternatively, out can be piped to specific out handler for sending a printer, file, host, string, or it can send a graphic as well, using maybe a third-party tool integrated with PowerShell. We have out-default, out-null, out printer, out string, out host, and grid view and file. The first one is the out-default. The out-default send the output to a default formatter and the default for output CMD. This has no effect on the formatting or output Windows PowerShell command. The placeholder that lets you write your own out-default function. Next is the out-null. Again, similar to the previous one, this one they send the out to null. In effect, deleting basically. Out-null does not return any value or object. If you pipe the output of this commandlet to get member report no object. Next is file. The out-file command sends the out to a file. You can use the command instead of redirection operator when you need to use it as a parameter. It does not format the objects. They just render them and send them to specified display destination. Same with the printer. It sends the output to default printer or alternate printer if there is no specified one. And the second one is the host, which send it to Windows PowerShell host command because it's the default. Then out string, which will convert the object that Windows PowerShell manage into array strings and send them to traditional shell. And the last, it will be the grid overview, which will be 2 feature. The output will be sent to the out from the command grid, and it does display as interactive table. But this feature does require .NET Framework 3.5 with Service 1 Pack 1 to operate. I think let's redo the write as well, and then we call it off for today. So next is being able to write. So earlier we did the pipe out, and now let's do the write. With the write commandlet, it allows information to be redirected and support users interaction. Write debug, write error, write event, write host, write output, write process, and write verbose, and the last is write warning. Let's have a look at each individual one of these. The first is writing debug. Writing debug command write messages to console from a script or command. By default, debug messages are not displayed in the console, but you can display them by using debug parameter and $debug preference variable, which will allow us to continue and write the message. Write an error command write the error to Windows PowerShell error stream. By default, is send the host program to be displayed along with the output. You can write error by submitting error message string or error record objects or parameters. Write event log. The write event log writes an event to an event log. Similar to the previous one, it writes to the event log and the log must be exist. Same thing with the write output. The write output send the specified object down to the pipeline to the next command. If the command is the last command in the pipe, the object is displayed in the console. Write progress. The write progress command display the progress bar in Windows PowerShell that duplicate the status of running commands. Okay, it's very good in indicating bar to reflect the text appears above it. Write verbose command write text to a verbose message stream in Windows PowerShell. Typically, the verbose message stream is used to deliver information about command processing that is used for debugging command. By default, verbose messages stream is not displayed, but you can display by changing the value of the $verbose preference variable by using verbose commands. And the last is the warning. Write -warning command write the warning message to Windows PowerShell, and you can use it as a warning action command parameter. Okay, that's all what I had for you for today. Let's just review again what we have covered so far. We started today with module 5, and with module 5 we